It's a bloody gorgeous day here in Paradise, Christchurch, New Zealand. And I'm massively excited to show you this 185 model engine from OKMO Petrol and Stirling kit. This is a significant piece of model engineering to attempt for mass market release. It has a fuel filter, an oil pump and oil filter. Being a diesel prototype, it has a decompression lever. Look at this day. It's an absolutely bloody gorgeous day. The prototype is an air-cooled diesel engine. You're looking at part of the oil system up to the valve cover. This particular model is already hooked up to the OKMO vintage style generator. New for this model is a glass-sided enlarged fuel tank. We have, instead of flexible rubber hoses, we've got copper fuel lines. Hidden in the air cleaner is the carburetor. Lots and lots of scale details, too many to mention. Ignition system is underneath with the 3 AA batteries. Jin has developed a model tractor. This is the engine for the model tractor, and this is a significant piece of model engineering to attempt in its own right. Very exciting. Right, let's fuel this up and give it probably its third run. I've maybe had 2 half runs. Still am not sure that I've got it all tuned properly. You're looking on Stirling Kit's website and you see the price, and you go to the auction website. It looks like it's going to be less. Well, you've got to spend days, weeks fighting with other people to be the one who pays more than anybody else. Then you're going to get the postage fees, $50, $60, $80 on top of that. And then, helpfully, eBay is going to charge you tax from your government and pass it on. Sterling Kit isn't going to do that because they're too small and they fly under the radar, and the government's only go after the big fish. Plus, Sterling Kit's going to have discount. My discount is probably Thomas. I've got it down in the text below. You might have a discount, 8, 10, 12%. So suddenly, having a retailer who can support you, talk to you, and Mona at Sterling Kit, their receptionist, is amazing. She has amazing English skills. Go and have a look at Sterling Kit Specialist in model engines. They've got stuff for young people. They've got stuff for older people. They do a great job. Give you an idea of the size of that fuel tank. Fuel I'm using is close to 100% 95 gasoline, touch of oil. Touch of two-stroke oil. For this, it's not supposed to need the two-stroke oil. So we've got our fuel. Ignition's off at the moment. I want the clutch to engage fully and then start slowly. I don't want to shock those pins there too much as I'm trying to start this engine. The throttle is surprisingly quite open on this engine. This is quite a high-speed starting engine in my experience, okay? As it wears in and as I get my settings correct, I'm sure I'll be able to slow it down a bit. But let's see how it's going today. I'm going to turn on the ignition, push this in. Okay, it's engaged, and now we're just going to try and start it. Okay. So I'm deliberately running it a little bit slowly. The exhaust is very, very hot. I've just burned myself on that. Okay, it was just checking to see whether that would run inverted. No is the answer. Right, we need to check. Okay, ignition off. What I'd like to do at this stage is open up my oil and just, I want to prime that oil pump. I'm not 100% sure or confident that the oil is getting through there. I've opened up the oil hole here. We're going to see whether any oil comes out of it. Decompression. Oh yes, it are pumping oil. Well, that's an absolute joy to see. Okay, there we go. Needle positions are open the throttle all the way and bring the slow needle out to about 0.5 millimeter out from its seat. And then this needle should be 1 full turn. That's what it says in the instructions. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to bring this out another half turn and try that again. So this is the 185 engine. I've been working with it now for a few hours and have some ideas. Generally speaking, starting this engine, you need to have a fair bit more throttle than some of the other engines I've had. I'm finding this engine to be, well, it's not so bad now, but it was fairly tight when I started it, and this could be because of the metal piston ring. Mine would only run for a few seconds before stopping, and I thought that was carburetor, but after lots of working with the carburetor, the engine began to stiffen up. That's when I realized that the oil wasn't getting through the oil system. So just be careful. If the engine is beginning to stiffen up, I think you need to check that it's got enough oil. This is the spot here. This is the oil drain plug, and this is where I put the oil into the system. But you can check if there's oil coming through here. Oh yes, it are pumping oil. Well, that's an absolute joy to see. The oil pump also sends it up through the conrod to the piston. So that's, if you're starting to have a stiff engine, you need to check that. I've put a bit more oil in this. As you probably know by now, this has a mechanical firing here, and I had problems with the firing regularity and accuracy of this firing, so I took that apart. Cleaning the contacts here has really helped that engine to run more reliably. We're going to have a look at the ignition. This is the mechanical ignition. That's the starting unit. And yeah, this is sealed, nicely sealed, as you can see. The other thing I would say is that when you connect your starting clutch to this unit here, you need to start that gently, and you need to make sure that the clutch is engaged and not a small, not back off, because you'll shear off the pins here. I've just stuck a nail in there because I sheared off the pins. So you want to take it easy, gently, starting that engine, particularly when it's new, particularly when it's stiff. Other than that, you can clearly see how much fuel you've got in there, which is great, and the engine cools itself well, so you can run tanks through. Spinning the engine over with the decompression lever down is useful for pumping oil through the system. But I don't generally flick that up when I'm cranking the engine. I generally stop cranking, let that up, and then start cranking the engine again when I'm starting it. And those are the comments that I would make. I think you should check that your oil system is running. I think that you should put plenty of oil in there. Check that it's not too stiff. So here's a look in the valve cover. And the oil line that goes from down here to up here is off. This is the oil line. Here's a size comparison of 185 and one of my cats. Cattypuss, thank you for your help. Here's 185. So it's a reasonably large engine, over 3cc. We've got the M90 hit and miss, the original internal combustion from OKMO. That's 7cc. If we come out a bit, we can see that as far as the single cc engines go, the 185 is large. They go down to the little hit and miss engines here. This is a model engineering prototype engine that OKMO makes. This is a beautiful little hit and miss that OKMO makes. These are both 1cc. I think that's either 2.6 or 3. This is the recent 1140 engine. Very, very good engine. Runs all day. And these are part of the new crop of engines coming from OKMO this year, which have metal piston rings and oil pumps. So complex engines. And then we have one of the Harley series and the Holt engine, the 4-cylinder Holt engine over here. In the background for size, you can see the teaching engine from Sterling Kit. This is their top turbojet engine. So that's a big, big model. The 185 engine is an absolute coup of model engineering for OKMO models. It's a beautiful looking, complex model that few people would attempt to build themselves, even serious model engineers, I would guess, due to the way that it looks. You know, all these complex shapes. You'd need some pretty clever casting or fabrication methods to get that right. I particularly like the new fuel tank. I love that this has got a generator built in, and I love these little fuel and let's see, this is the oil filter, this is the fuel filter on this side. We've got breathers. This is a crankcase breather up here. These are true to scale. You know, there's a lot of little details, lifting points, the base, beautifully made, beautiful looking, beautifully made engine. And once it's running, it'll just run and run and run. It's made for workable power, and it's made for reliability and working correctly. It has all likelihood of being a very durable engine. Things that are new, apart from on his engines, the filters here, we seem to have a printed on serial number, individually serial numbered. OKMO is cast into the base. Just a hugely impressive part of his impressive 2025 range of models that's going to be released.